There is one thing your dog does that almost everyone reads the same way: a yawn. You see it, and you think the same thought every single time. They're tired. They're bored. They've checked out for the night. It feels obvious. It feels like the end of something. But here is what most owners never realize. When your dog yawns right after you do, in those few quiet seconds after your own yawn fades, it can mean the exact opposite of checking out. It can mean they are tuned all the way in. So the question is simple and stranger than it sounds. How does your dog know to yawn right after you? And why does it happen with you more than with anyone else who walks through that door? Stay with this, because the answer lives somewhere between hard biology and the bond you already feel. And once you see it, you will never watch a yawn the same way again. Picture an ordinary night. You are on the couch, the lamp turned low, the house finally quiet after a long day. You yawn. That long, involuntary kind that catches you off guard, the kind you couldn't stop even if you tried. And 2 seconds later, in the corner of the room, your dog yawns too. Eyes half closing, jaw stretching wide, a soft sound in the back of their throat, and then that slow blink that always seems to follow. You probably never thought twice about it. It's just a yawn. It's just your dog. But notice the timing. Not a minute later. Not on their own schedule. In their own world. Right behind yours. Like an echo you started without ever meaning to. Here's what's actually happening. Yawning is one of the most contagious things social mammals do. It moves between strangers in a crowded waiting room, between friends on a long phone call, between a parent and a child across a dinner table, passing back and forth without anyone deciding it should. And it moves from you to your dog. That small, sleepy echo in the corner is not a coincidence. It never was. It is a thread, quiet, almost invisible, running from your nervous system straight into theirs. But why would that happen at all? Why should your yawn have any pull on a creature who cannot speak a single word of your language? To understand it, you have to know that this echo is old, older than any trick you have ever taught, older even than language itself. Back in 2008, a study published in Biology Letters did something almost absurdly simple. Researchers sat down in a room with dogs and yawned at them, real, full, open-mouthed yawns, and then watched, carefully, to see what the dogs did next. Most of them yawned back. Think about that for a second. Not trained to. Not rewarded for it. No treat waiting. No command given. They simply caught it. The same way you catch a yawn from a stranger across a waiting room, someone you will never see again in your life. This is what scientists call emotional contagion. It's when a feeling or a state slips from one body into another without a single word being spoken. It is the same quiet machinery that makes your own eyes sting when someone beside you starts to cry. The same reason a baby's laugh tugs a smile out of you before you have even decided to smile back. It runs underneath thought. It runs faster than choice. You don't permit it to happen. It simply happens. And the strangest part is how little it asks of either of you. No effort. No intention. Your dog isn't deciding to connect with you. Their body simply does it, the way yours does when a friend yawns across the table. And here is the part that matters for tonight. When you yawn and your dog yawns back, their body is reading yours in a language that existed long before sit, long before stay, long before they ever learned the sound of their own name. This is communication underneath everything you have ever taught them. And here's where it gets personal. Watch your dog the next time you settle in for the night. Before the yawn even comes, there is often a moment where they are just watching you, tracking your face, reading the slowdown in your body as the day finally lets go of you. You think a yawn means tired, and sometimes, of course, it does. But emotional contagion points to something gentler underneath that. Here's what most people don't realize. The leading idea is that catching a yawn is a primitive form of tuning in. One body picking up a faint flicker of what another body is feeling. Scientists still treat that as a working idea, not a closed case. The research is honest about its own edges, and that honesty is part of the story we're telling tonight. But sit for a moment with what it suggests. If your dog catches your yawn, it may mean they are paying closer attention to you than you ever gave them credit for. Closer than the food bowl, closer than the leash hanging by the door, closer than the sound of a treat bag opening 3 rooms away. It means that even now, while you scroll, while you drift, while you assume no one is really watching, someone is, quietly, completely. Most owners look at a yawn and read exactly one word: tired. Your dog may be saying something else entirely. I'm with you. Not I'm bored with you. Not I've checked out. The opposite of all of it. I'm here, I'm tracking you, I'm matching the rhythm of your night without being asked to. But the strangest part isn't that your dog does this at all. It's who they choose to do it for. Here's where it gets even more meaningful. Imagine your dog in a room with 2 people. A stranger sitting on one side, polite, harmless, completely new, and you on the other. The stranger yawns. Wide, slow, obvious, impossible to miss. And your dog does nothing. Glances over, maybe. Loses interest. Looks away. Then you yawn. And almost instantly, the yawn travels. Their jaw opens, their eyes go soft, the echo lands right where it always does. This is not a thought experiment. In 2013, a study published in PLoS ONE tested exactly this, measuring how dogs responded to a familiar person's yawn against a stranger's in the same room under the same conditions. The dogs caught their owner's yawn more, and the researchers were careful. They checked something that mattered, whether the dogs were simply stressed or worked up or anxious. They weren't. Their heart rate stayed steady through all of it. So this was not nervous energy leaking out the edges. It appears to be the bond itself. Not the loudest person in the room, not the newest, the familiar one, the one whose yawn their body had already learned by heart. Now, here honesty matters, because this whole channel is built on it. This corner of the research is still debated. Some studies find the effect strong and clear, others find it faint or hard to repeat. Science is allowed to be unfinished, and pretending otherwise would be a lie. But the pattern that keeps surfacing again and again is this. Your dog's body tends to answer you more than it answers a stranger. Think about what that means inside your own home. The doorbell rings. The room fills with guests, everyone talking, laughing, and yes, yawning. And your dog moves through all of it untouched, unmoved. Then you yawn once from across the living room, and they answer. A whole room full of people, and your dog's body chose one. Think of the mornings you've yawned over the sink and heard the soft thump of them yawning behind you. The long car rides where your yawns somehow reached the back seat. The nights you couldn't sleep, and neither, somehow, could they. That gap is nothing. That gap is the bond made visible. They are not syncing with just anyone who happens to walk through the door. The whole world can yawn around them, and they wait for yours. And if this is starting to change how you see your dog, take a second to like and subscribe. It helps us reach more owners who actually want to understand what their dog is trying to say. It's tempting to wave all of this off as a reflex. Just a twitch. Just biology doing its automatic thing with no meaning attached at all. But look closer at that twitch. A true reflex fires for everyone the same. A doctor taps the right spot just below your knee and the leg kicks. Yours, mine, a stranger's. It makes no difference whatsoever. A reflex holds no opinion about who you are. This one does. It leans toward the familiar. It answers the people your dog knows over the people they don't. It chooses. And anything that chooses, by definition, has someone it chooses for. And that single detail changes everything. A reflex that plays favorites isn't really a reflex anymore. It has quietly become something far closer to a relationship. Reflexes don't have a favorite person. Your dog does. Here's what's actually happening underneath. If a stranger's yawn pulled on your dog just as hard as yours did, there would be nothing personal in any of it. Nothing to feel. It would be a hiccup, a sneeze, a meaningless little spasm. But it doesn't pull the same. It bends every single time toward you. The selectivity is the whole story. So what is your dog actually doing in that small, quiet moment when they answer your yawn and no one else is in the room? Late at night, watch what happens in those last few minutes before sleep finally takes you both. You let out a long breath. Your shoulders drop an inch. The day, at last, loosens its grip on you. And without a cue, without a single word, your dog shifts too. A stretch, a yawn. Then stillness, as they fold themselves into the quiet right beside you. This is something scientists describe as co-regulation, the way calm can pass between two bodies that trust each other, a state moving from one to the other, the very same way the yawn did a moment ago. When you wind down, your dog reads it and begins to wind down with you. Think about what that quietly means. Your breathing slows, and theirs follows it down. Your evening softens, and so does the whole of them. The caught yawn might be just one small, visible piece of a much larger thing. Your dog matching the rhythm of your rest, night after night after night, without ever once being asked to. This is what living alongside someone really looks like, stripped down to its quietest form. Two nervous systems, learning each other's pace, settling into the same evening. Your calm becomes their calm. And that is not a small thing. That is trust, taking the shape of a yawn. The person whose state your dog quietly borrows is the person your dog feels safest beside in all the world, which leads to the part that stays with you long after this video ends. So here is the last piece, the one to carry with you into tomorrow morning. Picture it. Not anything dramatic, just a normal morning. Coffee is cooling on the table, light coming up slow and grey through the window. The wood floor is cool under your bare feet. You yawn, barely awake, not even thinking about it, your mind still half inside a dream. And down by your feet, your dog lifts their head and yawns back. That's it. That is the whole thing. The smallest exchange in the world. One you have shared 1,000 mornings in a row and never once stopped to truly see. But now you know what lives underneath it. Across all of this research, through every careful study and every honest, unfinished debate, one thread holds and refuses to let go. Your dog's yawn tends to answer yours, more than it answers anyone else's on earth. A body, quietly keeping time with the one person it has chosen above all the rest. Not the one who fills the food bowl the most. Not the loudest voice in the house. Not the biggest. Not the strongest. The one it bonded to. You. So the next time you yawn and your dog yawns back, you are going to feel it differently. You will see it for what it is. Not boredom, not the end of anything, but a small, involuntary act of devotion happening right there on the floor. That sleepy little echo you almost never notice is quietly one of the truest, steadiest signs of love there is. It cannot be faked. It cannot be trained. It can only be felt. And years from now, when you try to remember what this bond felt like, it won't be the big moments you reach for. It will be this. The small, ordinary echo of a yawn handed back to you in the dark. Your dog's whole nervous system tuned to yours, reaching for you. In a language far older than words and far deeper than you ever guessed. Think back to where we started, just a few minutes ago. A yawn looks like the end of something, like switching off, like quietly checking out of the room. But for your dog, it can be the exact opposite. It can be them reaching for you, matching you, reading you, syncing themselves to the rhythm of the one person they have quietly decided is home. So tonight, when the house goes still and you finally let out that long, tired yawn, watch the corner of the room. Watch for the stretch, the jaw, the slow blink. And if your dog yawns back, you will know exactly what it means now. It means they were listening to your body the whole time. Even when you thought no one was. They are not bored with you. They are not drifting away from you. They are with you. They always were. You just hadn't learned how to see it yet.